The PyTop learning system is everything that you need to put a fun and engaging computer science curriculum into your school. It's a mobile makerspace that has all the hardware, all the software, the content, the support, the warranty, and the teacher training that you need to put, just an amazing project-based, hands-on learning approach to computer science in your school.
The PyTop learning system gives me everything I need as a teacher to learn what I need to know, to introduce these lessons, and then to step back and let the kids get after it. And they take it to a whole nother level.
The PyTop learning system was a really great way for me personally, and I think I'm speaking for my peers as well, to be able to be involved with a non-traditional academic passion that we have.
I think a big problem with computer science and just in general engineering skills in schools right now is that you go from English literature and you're reading Shakespeare, and then you're going into history and it's like the most interesting stuff that's happened to us in the last 500 years. And then you go into computer science class and it's just a lot of the times Excel spreadsheets and very remedial, quasi-boring content. With the PyTop learning system, your students are still starting from scratch, from possibly not knowing anything. But as they progress, they're going to be learning something basic like turning on an LED light, adding code to that light to make it flash, but then they're going to be progressing into something much more complex like creating a robot or making a music synthesizer that actually makes good music. So it's about bringing this whole interesting world of computer science to the forefront in the classroom, in a way that's actually manageable in a classroom setting.
Before we started working with the PyTops, I'm not sure the children were even fully aware what computer science was. From the moment the package arrived and unboxing it, but also being able to put it together themselves, the whole experience has left them really excited and energized by the whole project.
Just their eyes, just the enthusiasm and the way they responded to it was amazing. It was, you can't really capture it.
So the PyTop learning system has allowed the students to explore a variety of different projects because of its breadth. There are some students who are really only interested in programming, but then they got to see how to use the physical components. Some students were only interested in physical components, but they saw how they could be more powerful by using programming.
The PyTop learning system, I think, can also be integrated into some of our basic sciences. As an AP physics teacher, when we start dealing with circuits, I think it's a great opportunity for students to see how some of the electronics they've been working with on the PyTop to understand the science behind how that circuitry works.
What I like about PyTop is that it gives you correct explanation. It explains everything that's on it, and that's easy to learn from.
I love the PyTop learning system because it's very scalable. You can give it to a person that has no background, no understanding whatsoever of electronics and physical computing and programming. And you can give it to somebody that's already in the computer science, software development industry or engineering industry too.
By doing our own projects, we're learning how to learn because we're exploring.
In our project, we've learned so much. We started off with very, very little knowledge, and as we went along, we grew. And it's just an advantage. You get to learn so much more when you work on stuff that you never thought you could do before.
Most of the time, you go into a classroom and they give you a book or paper and do this exactly like this, and you learn it. So you learn like a system. But if you learn by making, then you can just go wild if you want. You can be I could go by the book, or I could just go by my heart and by my mind and just make something that speaks for me.
Collaboration and that ability to work with others is one of the most important skills that you can learn in school and at university. And it's collaboration in the classroom really starts students on the pathways to becoming relevant contributors to a solid workforce in the future.
That's an important lesson to learn for them, is how to collaborate with friends, how to ask questions, to get up out of their chair and to lean over and ask the guy next to him, what did you do for this one?
A big part of the PyTop learning system is the support that we give to teachers that are actually going to be deploying the content and the project-based approach that we have.
I feel from the get-go, from the moment we signed up to now, that we've had a lot of support from PyTop, and people have always been very welcoming and very patient to take time to answer our questions.
We went through a webinar for every one of the projects, and that really made the transition into PyTop easy for me as a teacher.
I'm creating an irrigation controller. Here in Pecos, it's mostly like a desert, and it's hard to manage how much water you should be giving your plants daily. So the moisture sensor I have on my invention, it will tell you how much moisture is needed for your plant.
I'm basically making a portable arcade gaming system. It's powered by Raspberry Pi. That's why it's so different from everyone else.
We are working on a security alarm system. We are using a motion sensor, and so far we're using an LED. So once motion is detected, it will light up the LED. And in the future, we are working on adding a camera. So whenever it detects motion, it will take a picture, and it will also send you a message at the same time.
It's our mission to make sure that schools and teachers, and importantly students, have like a super successful time in actually learning computer science. And you can't do that unless you're there every step of the way, and that's what we go above and beyond what you would sort of normally get out of a curriculum or solutions provider.
In a global economy, the emphasis has really shifted to STEAM fields, and I think it's very important that students are exposed to this at an early age and that we make it as educators a priority to reinforce STEAM education at every level of education.
Having this program at my school and being able to learn using the PyTop how to code has not only prepared me for college and given me a head up over some of the people that I'll be with whenever I get out there, but it's also given me another thing that I can put on my resume whenever I'm applying for internships or jobs now.
I think STEAM challenges are phenomenally important. We're training them up to take on jobs that don't even exist yet, and so we need to be teaching skills. Our programmers and our coders, they've got a head start, so it's really, really important.
I really want to become a game developer. I think that the PyTops have helped me a lot with that.
That's what makes it so exciting. That's what makes the kids so engaged with it, and I think that's what really brings the whole subject to life.
I think it's given me a good base knowledge that I could use to maybe, hopefully in the future, design electrical systems and schematics for spaceships going to Mars.
It's such a great invention, and I think that it could really revolutionize the way kids think of computing and how it's a lot more usable and a lot more accessible to a lot of young people around the country and could be around the world.
You feel like nothing's impossible.